Okay, namaste everyone. So, sorry, we're a little bit late going here. So it's actually the Maratika Lama. It's his birthday today. So we have a small kind of celebration for him, although he is in Kathmandu right now. But in any case, happy birthday to Maratika Lama. And yeah, thank you all of you for coming. So I hope by now all of you have downloaded the practice text. So we have the usual Nolsang Incense Puja, and then the team put together the Supplementary Prayers. Okay? So as we are getting the fire kind of ready, if you haven't downloaded that, please do so now. Okay? And then the other thing we usually do while we're waiting people to get set up and, settled, those of you who are watching, then you can also put where you're tuning in from. Okay, so I see someone from, Bodh Gaya, amazing. And then, Kopan Monastery, I know where that is. And then Bangalore, South India, yes, been there a few times too. Okay, so the rest of you can please put in where you're coming from. So as most of you know, most of you have been joining us for a few times by now. But Khandrola had recommended that this Nolsang practice be done. So this Nolsang practice was originally taught by Guru Rinpoche, Guru Padmasambhava himself, because in ancient times, then there was some contamination that occurred due to the death of a child, and then that was said to have contaminated the area, and there's many sicknesses, there's many problems that happen in the world. So then Guru Rinpoche taught this Nolsang Incense Puja to purify the contaminations of the world and the area. That was then the proximate cause for these various illnesses and problems to happen in that place. So similarly, in this degenerate time, as you see during the Nolsang Puja text, there's different contaminations that occur. The primary one being from the afflictions of sentient beings. So when that happens, then the environment can degenerate, and this can lead to various sicknesses and so forth. So anyway, Khandrola had recommended that this practice be done to help avert the some of the consequences from the COVID-19 crisis that's occurring in the world today. And so for some weeks now, we've been doing this, and the thought was that we would do it in various places around the world, now that many of the centers are closed and people can't actually come to assemble together. But we can have this the virtual assembly across the world, where everyone in their various places can do this incense puja. And as we'll see later, the smoke from this blessed incense will then help to purify the contaminations of the world and the various problems that are occurring in this degenerate age. Okay, so anyway, thank you all for coming. And so let us now just adjust our motivation. This is actually the most important thing. Yes. So please, thinking that the purpose of my life is to benefit all sentient beings, and in particular, in order that I may be able to free the numberless kind mother sentient beings from the oceans of samsaric suffering and lead them to the highest state of enlightenment, I myself must first achieve enlightenment. Then and only then will I have the qualities, the skills, the knowledge, the ability to lead sentient beings in the very best way from the oceans of samsaric suffering to the highest state of enlightenment. And in order to achieve enlightenment, I need to purify my mind of all the obscurations, all the negative karmas. And I need to also accumulate the vast accumulations of merit and transcendental wisdom. And for that purpose, I'm going to engage in this Nolsang Puja here today. And then, yes, eventually we do want to lead all sentient beings to the state of enlightenment. But even before that, we don't want any sentient being to experience even the slightest suffering while they're even still in samsara. And so in particular, in order to purify and pacify all the appearances of the degenerate age, particularly all the suffering coming from war, natural disasters, and also sickness, the COVID-19 and all the other sicknesses, as well as all the various economic problems, all these problems in the world and other world systems, for that to cease immediately before we're done with this puja, then we're also going to engage in this Nolsang Incense Puja. Then also for the long lives of the spiritual friends, particularly His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and for all their wishes to be spontaneously fulfilled. And then also for the various centers and projects designed to promote and preserve the Dharma and benefit sentient beings, then for them to achieve all the required conditions such that they can be successful in their activities to benefit sentient beings. Okay? And yes, also for, you know, all the people, not only who are sick, but all the people who have died, for them to instantly attain a good rebirth. Yeah. In short, so that this puja becomes the cause for all sentient beings, vast of space, to quickly achieve enlightenment, and for them to experience every kind of happiness and no type of suffering while they're still in samsara. Then we're going to do this puja. Okay, so now we'll start off with the supplementary prayers, which I hope you have downloaded. Okay, so the Nolsang Incense Puja supplementary prayers. Yes, so there's a link in the live chat. But many of you know, many of you have memorized already. So we always start off with Refuge and Bodhichitta. So again, remembering and visualizing that the Buddha Shakyamuni is here in the space in front of us, inseparable from our own Guru, and is here to guide us and lead us to enlightenment. And so remembering the Buddha's qualities and aspiring to develop those qualities within ourselves, then we generate refuge and bodhicitta. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merits, practice of giving other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and the other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. And so next, here, I didn't mention at the beginning, but many of you know from before. So this Nolsang Puja, we actually are offering many different substances. So here we have just an example. You have the incense sticks, and then we have incense powder, and then here's a little bamboo stick. It says to offer bamboo. And then we have sampa, peas, honey, the various offering substances. Then we put in a bowl. And then also brocade, which we have here, and flowers and jewels. Wow. Okay. So we put that in the bowl here. And now we can bless this. So the next part is blessing the incense. So here, this is a very amazing mantra. The wish-granting wheel mantra. Om Pema Ushmi Shabi Mare Humpe. You're allergic to this flower. Okay. So anyway, we recite this mantra and then blow on the incense. And then anyone who is touched by the smoke of the incense, their negative karma gets purified. So let's add some of that too. Okay. Okay. Om Pema Ushni Shabi Mare Hum Pe 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 Om Pema Ushni Shabi Mare Hum Pe. Okay. So now, how's our fire?
Burning.
Okay. Okay, so after that, then it's the purifying the place. So thinking that the place where we are is not just the contaminated world, but actually is a pure land of the Buddha. So please think in this way. Everywhere may the ground be pure, free of the roughness of pebbles and so forth. May it be in the nature of lapis lazuli and as smooth as the palm of one's hand. And so now we invoke the Buddhas, thinking in this way. Savior of all sentient beings without exception, divine destroyer of the unbearable hordes of Mars and their forces, perfect knower of all things without exception, Bhagavan, together with your retinue, please come here. And so now we do, since this was taught by Guru Rinpoche originally, then we also do these prayers for Guru Rinpoche. This is according to the practice instructions of Lama Zopa Rinpoche. So here, the 7-line prayer first. So now the next one, the prayer in the 6 Vajra lines, or otherwise known as Dusum Sangye Guru Rinpoche. So remembering that Guru Rinpoche made special prayers and commitments to help pacify the manifestations of the degenerate time, pacify all the obstacles for practitioners who have faith in him. And so remembering that our Guru is separate, not separate from Guru Rinpoche in essence. And so remembering the qualities, and from the bottom of the heart, requesting with great yearning that Guru Rinpoche right in this session pacifies all these suffering of sentient beings and grant all the realizations. Then we make these prayers. Dusum Sangye Guru Rinpoche Guru Konda Dawa Chimbu Shap Pache Kunsel Dudu Drapo Sel Solawa Dapso Jingye Latu So Jinan Salwe Pache Shiva Dan Sampa Lungi Drupa Jingye Lo Dusum Sangye Guru Rinpoche Guru Konda Dawa Chimbu Shap Marche Gunsel Dudu Drapo Sel Sova Dapso Jingye Latu So
Chinan Sawe Bache Shivadan Samba Lungi Drupa Jingino Dusum Sangye Guru Rinpoche Gudru Kunda Dewa Chimpusha Bache Kunsel Dudum Trapo Sel Solwa Demso Jingi Latu So Chinan Sawe Bache Shivadan Samba Lungi Drupa Jingino
Om Ahum Benzaguri Pema Siddhi. Would you count out a mala? Om Ahum Benzaguri Pema Siddhi. Om Ahum Benzaguri Pema Siddhi. So now, as we recite the mantra, think that from Guru Rinpoche's heart, then countless light rays manifest out in the 10 directions. And these light rays then, as they strike sentient beings, it purifies all the negative karma and obscurations, the obscurations to both liberation and enlightenment. And then also you can think that, tiny replicas of Guru Rinpoche then pervade the whole universe. And then they are absorbed into the various sentient beings, like how snowflakes, when they hit a pond, then the snow melts and it becomes, one entity with a pond. So think that these Guru Rinpoches are dissolving into all sentient beings and bringing all the realizations, particularly the realization of Bodhichitta, and the realization of emptiness, all the realizations up to and including the state of enlightenment. And then by the end of the recitation of the mantra, then all sentient beings are actually enlightened in the aspect of Guru Rinpoche. Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi. 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 Okay. So now, can we add a little bit?
Yeah, but I've already got this. I mean, it's not problem because it will show the name such a lot.
Okay. Okay. So now, at your various places at home, then if you have a more elaborate incense, you can then add the powder to the fire or the sticks that are burning. But a simple way to do, you just light a few sticks of incense and then you can just sprinkle a little bit of powder on top. Okay? Okay. So now, we're on page 6 of the Supplementary Prayer book. So we do the offering prayer. So what we're going to do, offering prayer and the offering cloud mantra, we're going to envision that not only the incense, but all the other offerings on your altars, on the other students' altars at the various, students' home around the world, and then all the precious unowned things, particularly all the billions of stars in the universe. Okay, so we think that these then multiply and fill the entire realm of space. May human and divine offerings actually arranged and mentally created, clouds of finest and Mantabhadra offerings fill the entire space. O Namo Bhagavate Vajra Sara Brahmadana Tadagazaya Arate Samyak Sambuddhaya
Ma Bodhichitta Bhanja Ma Bodhi
Om Namo Bhagavate Vajrasara Brahmadana Tathagataya Om Namo Bhagavate Vajrasara Brahmadana Tathagataya
By the power of truth of the three rare sublime ones, the blessings of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the great wealth of the completed two collections, and the sphere of phenomena being pure and conceivable, may these piles of clouds of offerings arising through transformation by the Bodhisattvas, Arya, Samanta, Vajra, Manjushri, and so forth, unimaginable, inexhaustible, equaling the sky, arise in the eyes of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions be received. So think that now all the offerings that we visualize pervading the entire universe, through the power of reciting the offering cloud Dharani and the words of truth, then everything that we visualize becomes suitable then to be offered to and enjoyed by the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, all the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, statues through the scriptures that are all inseparable, one in essence with our own virtuous friend. Okay. So now we go to the actual Nolsang text. So Nolsang Divine Blue Water text. And now we are on page, what is that? 7. Okay, page 7. Ale. Okay. Okay, so now before we bless the incense, now, so those of you with a initiation, you can generate yourself as the deity. So first purifying yourself into emptiness, purifying all the impure appearances into emptiness, and then if you have the, for example, most secret high Griva, you can generate yourself as that. Otherwise, any other deity of high Sukha Tantra, otherwise any other deity. Otherwise, just meditate on the lack of inherent existence of all phenomena. Okay? Om Sabhava Shuddha Savadama Sabhava Shuddha Ham. Tomba away and cleanse into emptiness. Om Sabhava Shuddha Savadama Sabhava Shuddha Ham. So now think the incense. So ours is really empty. So think that it purifies into emptiness like this. Right? So here, there's no appearance of true existence. Okay? Just like that. Okay? It dissolves into emptiness. Okay? So then, from within the sphere of emptiness, the letter broom appears, from which a vast and spacious precious vessel appears. In this vessel, the letters Om Ahum melt, and from this arises the incense substances. They are in the aspect of objects of offering that please the senses, having color, odor, and taste of excellent potential. The inconceivable smoky cloud endowed with special capacity to dispel all impurities, defilements, and faults pervades the entire sky, space, and earth. Okay. All right. A little bit more, yeah. Okay. Okay, very nice. Okay. So now, we think that now the smoke, we're going to it's already purified. Now it's going to increase and pervade the entire realm of space. So now we're on the top of page 8. Nama Salvatadagate Visham Sarvatam Udgate Sabana Imam Gagana Kam Soha Nama Salvatadagate Visham Sarvata Kam Udgate Sabana Imam Gagana Kam Soha Nama Sarvatadagata Vishwamukhyaya Sarvata Kam Udgate Sparana Imam Gagana Kam Soha Nama Sarvatadagata Vishwamukhyaya Sarvata Kam Udgate Sparana Imam Gagana Kam Soha Nama Sarvatadagata Vishwamukhyaya Sarvata Kam Udgate Sparana Imam Gagana Kam Soha Nama Sarvatadagata Vishwamukhyaya Sarvata Kam Udgate Sparana Imam Gagana Kam Soha Nama Sarvatadagata Vishwamukhyaya Sarvata Kam Udgate Sparana Imam Gagana Kam Soha Vajrasaparana Kam Namo. Invoking the power of my intention, the power of the generosity of the ones thus gone, and the power of the sphere of reality, may all aims and all the wishes, all of them, whatever they are, be fulfilled without obstruction for the sake of sentient beings. Okay, so now we'll pause and we'll do the extensive meditation here. Okay, so first, thinking that all of these clouds of precious incense smoke has now pervaded the entire realm of space. And so first, we make offering of this, incense to all the 10 direction Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, statues through the scriptures, all the holy objects, all the prayer wheels, all the relics. Okay? In all the 10 directions, thinking or remembering that they all are one in essence or inseparable from our own virtuous friend, our own gurus. And then when the gurus receive these offerings, they generate great bliss, non-dual emptiness in their mental continua. And then the gurus, they accept our offerings and also our requests to remain, to teach us, to guide us until the end of samsara. And then also having made the offerings to all the Dharma protectors who are also inseparable from our own gurus, they also become extremely motivated to help us with all of our virtuous projects, whether we're volunteering for centers, whether we're engaged in study programs or retreat. They become very motivated to help us with the various activities that we are engaged in to benefit sentient beings and the Dharma. Okay, so now we'll make charity of this incense to all the 6 realm sentient beings. Sentient beings who have not just once but countless times since beginning of samsara been our mothers, been our close ones, and during those lifetimes gave us everything we needed for our happiness, gave us food, shelter, safety, educated us, and yet now they still are suffering so tremendously, drowning as it were in the ocean of samsara. totally bound by their karma and afflictions. And so now we're going to be doing whatever we can to repay their kindness, starting right now, making this charity of the smoke to all the sixth realm precious kind Mother Sinian beings. So first, thinking that we make offering of this incense to all the kind precious Mother Sinian beings who are now reborn in the hell realms. So think that as soon as the smoke merely touches their bodies, they're purified of all negative karmas, all the obscurations to liberation and enlightenment, and they achieve the state of enlightenment in the aspect of the deity. We make charity of these incense offering to all the precious kind Mother Sinian beings who are now reborn in the Preta realm. So then think this smoke that has now pervaded the entire universe, as soon as it touches their bodies, then first all their extreme suffering of hunger and thirst is instantly pacified. And also all their negative karma, all of their mental afflictions, all the obscurations to both liberation and enlightenment are also completely purified. And they attain the state of enlightenment in the aspect of the deity. We make charity of this incense offering to all the beings, the kind, precious Mother Sinian beings who are now taken birth in the animal realm. So again, as soon as the smoke touches their bodies, they're instantly purified from all their negative karma, obscurations of both liberation and enlightenment. And they achieve enlightenment in the aspect of the deity. We make offering of this incense. We make charity of this incense to all the precious, kind Mother Sinian beings who are now reborn in the human realm. So again, thinking as this incense, it pervades the entire world. As soon as it touches the bodies of the human beings, all of their negative karma and obscurations are purified, as well as all the various diseases, all their physical and mental suffering. And they attain enlightenment in the aspect of the deity. We make charity of this incense offering to all the beings, kind Mother, precious sentient beings in the Asura realm. As soon as the smoke touches their bodies, all their negative karma and obscurations are completely purified, and they achieve enlightenment in the aspect of the deity. We make charity of this incense to all the kind, precious Mother Sinian beings who are born in the Sura realm. Again, as the smoke touches their body, they're instantly purified of all their negative karma and obscurations, and achieve enlightenment in the aspect of the deity. make charity of this incense to all the kind, precious Mother Sentient beings who are now in the intermediate state, in the bardo. And again, as the smoke merely touches their bodies, they're completely purified of all the negative karma and obscurations and achieve enlightenment in the aspect of the deity. Okay, so yeah, so now we're on the bottom of page 8. Pray listen. All sentient beings are contaminated by the darkness of ignorance. The 5 poisonous delusions contaminate the 5 wisdom deities. The non-virtues of the 3 doors contaminate the body, speech, and mind. The generations of ethical conduct contaminates the body bikinis. The generated pledges contaminate the Vajra masters. Miserly offerings of feasts and ritual cakes contaminate the mother goddesses and bikinis. Offering the leftover instead of the first portion contaminates the Dharma protectors and guardians. Accumulating with miserliness contaminates the old bound protectors of the doctrine. Disturbed concentration contaminates the mundane mother goddesses. Confused affectionate love contaminates Vajra brothers and sisters. Disturbing hatred contaminates the peaceful deities. Disturbing pride contaminates the increasing deities. Disturbing attachment contaminates the empowering deities. Disturbing jealousy contaminates the wrathful deities. Disturbing ignorance contaminates the clarifying deities. The bad smoke from the smell of burnt white and red substances contaminates the local deities. Fighting and quarreling contaminates the traveling deities. An unclean hearth contaminates the household deities. Impure smells contaminate the refuge deities. And especially, earth pollution contaminates the deities, nagas, and spirits who reside on the surface of the earth, underground, or in space. These also contaminate the innermost deities, the wealth deities, the household deities, and the landlord. The body, speech, and mind, as well as the warrior deities and the shoulder deities. Okay, pray listen. Contamination of the body makes one complexion dull and weakens the body. It provokes unclear sight, pain in the head, neck, and trunk. Contamination of the speech makes one choke or stammer when speaking and mute. It provokes excessive saliva, mucus, and swelling of the mouth, root of the tongue. Contamination of the mind generates unhappiness, irritation, forgetfulness, sleepiness, and drowsiness like nightfall in the mind. Contamination of the head provokes dizziness, obscured sight, and deafness. Contamination of the limbs causes paralysis, arthritis, and numbness. Contamination of the male organ provokes impotence and an excess of lymphatic veins. Contamination of the female organ causes sterility. Contamination of the sport impedes the accomplishment of basic activities. Contamination of the warrior deity causes the enemy to attack directly. Contamination of the traveling deity makes one confused and parted from friends. Contamination of the guest deity impedes the guests from accomplishing their aims. Contamination of the family deity causes restlessness. Contamination of the local deity provokes civil war and famine. Contamination of the deity of the house causes clucking sounds. Contamination of the deity of sound causes opposition and rejection. Contamination of the wealth deity provokes loss and decline. Contamination of the livestock deity causes balding and inauspicious omens. Contamination of the field deity diminishes the field. Contamination of the hearth deity makes the food deficient in nutrients, lacking, and bewitched. Contamination of deity of gain causes epidemic demons to enter the food. Contamination of weapons causes armor to tear and sharp blades to go blunt. Contamination of the stallion causes its spine, mane, head, and limbs to degenerate. Contamination of the watchdog impedes it from barking and deteriorates its olfactory sense. Contamination of one's good fortune causes ensnarement by immoral people. Contamination of power causes forgetfulness and weakens the senses. Contamination of the deity of success makes the mind scattered and prevents the accomplishment of one's goal. Contamination of the deity of the body causes sleepiness and loss of mindfulness. Contamination of the naga of the body makes one protrude and bulge. Contamination of the Choe deity causes one's shi and luster to degenerate. Contamination of the supporting guardian deity provokes unhappiness. Contamination of the deity of the body causes deterioration of the muscles and weakening of one's strength. Contamination of the bones provokes pain and harm by parasites. Contamination of the blood provokes the loss of essential drops and spiration of blood and pus. Contamination of the skin causes bursting blisters and itchiness. Contamination of the ligaments, sinews, and nerves causes arthritis, numbness, and swelling. Contamination of the hair provokes hair loss and scarring. Moreover, contamination due to incest or with murder, blood relations, filth, or stupidity. Contamination of the mourning of one's spouse or due to a childless couple. Contamination due to illegitimate child or dripping menstruation. Contamination due to food, clothing, or smoke. Contamination of the heart and contamination due to resentment. Contamination due to zombies. Contamination due to those living blood relations. Contamination due to sinners, butchers, oath breakers, or murderers. Contamination due to generated or unclean offerings made during a ransom ritual. All these contaminations and all other contaminated pollutions can be cleansed by wood from trees arising from the 5 pure elements, supported by earth, moisturized by water, nourished by the warmth of fire, and energized by the wind's movement. Trees that have grown lands, their peaks reaching the God realm, their leaves and petals blossoming in the human world, their scent pervading all directions without exception. Trees possessing color, smell, taste, potency, and energy. Among all woods, the supreme ones are white and red sandalwood, aloe wood, serashing, artemisia, yushing, juniper, small yellow rhododendron, birch wood, white blossoming tamarisk, neem, bamboo, nyatri, and golden flower, male wood, female wood, child wood, and various woods. The 3 sweet fruits, 6 excellent substances and medicines, bitter and astringent, endowed with scent, taste, and potency, barley, rice, wheat, unhusked grain, mustard seed, many kinds of white and black grains, and so forth, fine brocades, precious gems, dairy extracts, and roasted barley flour mixed with butter, Serkem offerings such as beer and syrups extracted from fruit juice, the first pure portion, 3 rice and 3 pure sweets, meat, blood, and other burnt offerings of the 5 senses, and the blessed white and red pledged substances, likewise black and white frankincense, and many kinds of fragrant incense. These substances eliminate all outer, inner, and secret contaminated pollution, burnt in fire, washed with water, and well blown by the wind. They become empty like space. From letter Ram appears fire, which blazes and burns the supreme fragrance of the various burnt offerings, which are thereby cleansed in the sphere of exalted wisdom, free of obscurations. We're on page 17. Pray listen. If contamination occurs due to ignorance, we purify the self-originated wisdom through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to the 5 poisons, we purify the 5 Buddha families through this incense offering. If contamination occurs by non-virtue, we purify the deities of the 3 kayas through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to broken commitments, we purify the body dakinis through this incense offering. If contamination occurs, offering the leftover instead of the first portion, we purify the guardian protectors through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to miserly feasts and ritual cake offerings, we purify the mother goddesses, the dakinis, through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to degenerated pledges, we purify the Vajra Master through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to confused affectionate love, we purify the Vajra brothers and sisters through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to mixing pledged substances, we purify the Lord of Sangari through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to miserly accumulation, we purify the deity of good fortune through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to enmity and impurity, we purify the oath-bound guardians through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to disordered concentration, we purify the mundane mother goddesses through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to distorted love, we purify all guests of compassion through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to the affliction of hatred, we purify the peaceful deities through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to the affliction of pride, we purify the increasing deities through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to the affliction of desire, attachment, we purify the empowering deities through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to the affliction of jealousy, we purify the wrathful deities through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to the affliction of ignorance, we purify the clarifying deities through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to the affliction of harm, we purify the local deities through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to the affliction of quarrels and resentment, we purify the household deities through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to the defilement of impaired commitments, we purify the exalted deities through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to impure smells, we purify the protector refuge deities through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to the barrenness of charnel ground spirits, we purify the deities of existence through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to all eaters of murder, we purify the deity of men and enemy deities through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to negative beings and butchers, we purify the supreme deities through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to filth and murder of blood relations, we purify the purifying deities through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to the pollution of corpses, we purify the enemy deities through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to murder of blood relatives and zombies, we purify the 5 deities of the individual through this incense offering. If earth-owning contamination occurs, we purify the household deities of the earth-owning deities through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to scorching, we purify the father's deity and the mother's deities through this incense offering. If contamination occurs due to widowhood, we purify the nurse goddess through this incense offering. If contamination of the body general occurs, we purify the innate deities through this incense offering. If contamination of the speech occurs, we purify the melodious deities of sound emptiness through this incense offering. If contamination of the mind occurs, we purify the mindful deities of clarity emptiness through this incense offering. If contamination of the limbs occurs, we purify the traveling and guest deities through this incense offering. Pray listen. Page 21. Pray listen. We offer this cleansing incense to the deities that illuminate lethargy. We offer this cleansing incense to the deities that illuminate gloominess. We offer this cleansing incense to the deities that separate purity from filth. We offer this cleansing incense to the deities that purify contamination, especially birth pollution, deities, nagas, and spirits who reside on the surface of earth, underground, or in space. Inner deities, door, wealth, household, and landlord, body, speech, and mind, as well as warrior deities and shoulder deities, wealth deities, fortune deities, and clothes, wealth, and possessions. May all these which are defiled by contamination and pure pollution be completely cleansed by the multitudes of plants and supreme medicinal herbs, by the fragrance of the burnt offerings, by the immeasurable offerings of the outer, inner, and secret sensory enjoyments. Okay, particular purification. Pray listen. May the excellent fragrance and smoke of these plants and medicinal herbs cleanse the contamination of the gurus and yidams. If the wisdom deities become polluted by impurities, may they be purified by the fragrance of the various medicines and sandalwood. If the worldly deities become polluted by impurities, may they be purified by the fragrance of salt-free incense. If the mother, sister, and the deity becomes polluted by impurities, may they be purified by the fragrance of Khadro. If Dharma protectors and guardians become polluted by impurities, may they be purified by the fragrance of various types of meat and blood. If the Lord of Sangha becomes polluted by impurities, may he be cleansed by the fragrance of 3 whites and 3 sweets. If the 8 classes of deities and demons become polluted by impurities, may they be purified by the fragrance of supreme medicinal sap. If all found guardians of doctrine become polluted by impurities, may they be purified by the fragrance of flour mixed with butter and whole milk. If all deities become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of sultry, incense, and turquoise juniper. If the nagas become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of various naga medicines. If the deities of land become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of colorful brocade, tiger, and leopard. If the landlords become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of nyatri and golden flowers. If landowning deities become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of birchwood and rhododendron. If the local deities become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of golden artemisia. If the regional deities become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of bamboo and the 3 whites.
If the well deities become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of flour mixed with butter and the first portion of food. If the fortune deities become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of various precious gems. If the home deities become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of various brocades. If the heart deities become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of the first portion of meat, the first portion of beer. If the field deities become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of various flowers. If the deities become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of various banners. If the enemy deities become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of roasted barley flour mixed with butter and herbs drinks. If the traveling deities become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of white rice and dairy. If the deities become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of meat, beer, and libations. If the deities of trade become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of divine tree and rhododendron. If the body deities become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of white frankincense. If the protect deities become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of fruits and flowers. If the knowledge deities become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of turquoise, juniper, and rhododendron. If the supporting deities become polluted by impurities and filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of various types of incense and wood. If body armor becomes polluted by filth, may they be purified by the fragrance of wine, water, and various medicines. If food, wealth, and possessions become polluted by filth, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of spring wood. May all become clear, inside and outside, just like an oval-shaped crystal. So then, while fumigating representations of the holy body, holy speech, and holy mind with the smoke of the incense, say the following. So we're on page 27. Pray listen. Even if the gurus and tutelary deities are polluted, may they become purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the heroes and the techniques are polluted, may they be cleansed by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the dharma protectors and guardians are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the messengers and heralds are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the Lord of Sangha is polluted, may he be cleansed by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the 8 classes of deities and demons are polluted, may they be cleansed by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the world guardians are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the deities above are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the powerful deities residing between are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the nagas residing below are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the landlords and regional deities are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the siblings and partners are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the mundane deities and detectives are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the grounds once abode is polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the protected deities and tantra are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the 5 deities of rituals are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the nurse goddess is polluted, may she be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the horse deities Pampa is polluted, may they be cleansed by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the wild deities called Chupa are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the sheep deity Mempo is polluted, may they be cleansed by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the gold deity Semmo is polluted, may they be cleansed by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the deity Brahma is polluted, may they be cleansed by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the deity Ketum is polluted, may they be cleansed by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the Dole deity Takyak is polluted, may they be cleansed by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the heart deity Yomo is polluted, may they be cleansed by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the deities of moon and warrior deities are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the wealth and fortune deities are polluted, may they be cleansed by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the cattle deities and treasure deities are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the friendly deities are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the traveling deities and guest deities are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood.
Pray listen. Even if the deities and protectors of all of us, yogis, teachers, and our retinue are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if the stainless temples become polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if the divine garments, robes, and armor are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if the divine manifold ornaments are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood.
Even the divine, powerful, sharp weapons are polluted. May they be purified by the medicinal fragrance supreme wood. Even the divine food of hundred flavors is polluted. May they be purified by the medicinal fragrance supreme wood. Even the divine drinks of libation are polluted. May they be purified by the medicinal fragrance supreme wood. Even the divine mighty horse temple is polluted. May be cleansed by the medicinal fragrance supreme wood. Even the divine yak jalpo is polluted. May be cleansed by the medicinal fragrance supreme wood. Even the divine great sheep Bromo is polluted. May be cleansed by the medicinal fragrance supreme wood. Even the divine mountain Grawa is polluted. May be cleansed by the medicinal fragrance supreme wood. Even the flesh substances of the protectors are polluted. May they be purified by the medicinal fragrance supreme wood. Even the pleasing offerings of protectors are polluted. May they be purified by the medicinal fragrance supreme wood. Even the offering substances and ritual objects are polluted. May they be purified by the medicinal fragrance supreme wood. Even the various support substances are polluted. May they be purified by the medicinal fragrance supreme wood. Even if there are oppositions to holy minds of deities and protectors, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood.
Pray listen. Even if the temporal power of all of us, peoples, teachers, students, and our possessions is polluted, may it be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if the auspicious tongue of the scholar is polluted, may it be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood.
Even the auspicious mind of the Lord
is
is
polluted, may it be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood.
Even
Even
the
our
pollutions
pollutions
of
to
the
youth,
youth,
auspicious courage, may it be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the dexterous one's auspicious thumb is polluted, may it be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if the auspicious accumulation of abundance is polluted, may it be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if the auspicious swiftness of stallions is polluted, may it be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if the auspicious flourishing of cattle is polluted, may it be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if the auspicious and nutritious capacity of food is polluted, may it be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if the auspicious power of the king is polluted, may it be purified by medicinal fragrance of supreme wood.
Even the auspicious possessions of the
wealthy
wealthy
are
are
polluted,
polluted. May they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood.
Even if the auspicious flourishing of the affluent is polluted, may it be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if the king, the wealthy, and the affluent are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Moreover, even if the clothes and robes of all of us, yogis and retinue are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if the armor and weapons that are worn are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if food and drink are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the residents of both are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even the carpets with seastone are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. On page 39. Even if the people, fortune, and lineage are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if the servants and lifestyle are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if food, wealth, and possessions are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if power and influence are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if sheen and luster are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if lifespan and merit are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Even if strength and good fortune are polluted, may they be purified by the medicinal fragrance of supreme wood. Okay, so we're on page 40. So it says, if there are specific sick people, so of course, yes, all the sick people in this world, those names that we've gotten to pray for, even the names we haven't received, all the sick beings in this or any of the world systems of the 10 directions, we are doing this ritual, especially this particular section for them. Pray, listen. May this medicinal fragrance of supreme wood purify the five poisonous delusions oppressing me, the generous benefactors and their retinues. May this medicinal fragrance of supreme wood purify the attachment from which arises winged disease in me and the generous benefactors. May this medicinal fragrance of supreme wood purify hatred from which arises bile disease in me and the generous benefactors. May this medicinal fragrance of supreme wood purify ignorance from which arises phlegm disease in me and the generous benefactors. May this medicinal fragrance of supreme wood purify all diseases of the fourfold gathering in me and the generous benefactors. May this medicinal fragrance of supreme wood purify the heart-wind disease related to the helpless spirits in me and the generous benefactors. May this medicinal fragrance of supreme wood purify the torments of lungs related to nagas and violent sense spirits
in me and the generous benefactors. May this medicinal fragrance of spring wood purify all the living diseases related to landlord spirits, in me and the generous benefactors. May this medicinal fragrance of spring wood purify the disease of spleen and lungs related to droll spirits, in me and the generous benefactors. May this medicinal fragrance of spring wood purify kidney disease related to Nagas Indian spirits, in me and the generous benefactors. May this medicinal fragrance of spring wood purify chronic stomach diseases and enrich mind, in me and the generous benefactors. May this medicinal fragrance of spring wood purify all the diseases of the head and limbs, in me and the generous benefactors. May this medicinal fragrance of spring wood purify the disease of flesh and skin, in me and the generous benefactors. May this medicinal fragrance of spring wood purify the disease of the blood and lymph, in me and the generous benefactors. May this medicinal fragrance of spring wood purify the disease of the bones caused by parasites, in me and the generous benefactors. May this medicinal fragrance of spring wood purify the disease of channels, ligaments, and breath and consciousness, in me and the generous benefactors. May this medicinal fragrance of wood purify the generations of glory and might power, in me and the generous benefactors. May this medicinal fragrance of spring wood purify the generation of lifespan and merits, in me and the generous benefactors. May this medicinal fragrance of spring wood purify the generation of good fortune and good strength, in me and the generous benefactors.
But there are more.
Huh?
Are you leading now?
Nice. Okay, page 44. Furthermore, may we, teachers and assembly of disciples, contaminated by impurities due to murder of blood relatives and pollution, be purified by the medicinal fragrance of spring wood. May those contaminated by pollutions of heart
or by scorching
Be purified by the medicinal fragrance of spring wood. May those contaminated by adultery, sterility, menstruation, or illegitimate child be purified by the medicinal fragrance of spring wood. May those contaminated by leprosy, hair, health, or the pollution of degenerative pledges be purified by the medicinal fragrance of spring wood. May those contaminated by fragrance, stench, and dull smell be purified by the medicinal fragrance of spring wood. May those contaminated by the undead and living
who murdered their
their
blood
relations
be purified by the medicinal fragrance of spring wood.
May
May those contaminated by negative beings, butchers,
oath-eaters, and murderers
be purified by the medicinal fragrance of spring wood.
May
May those contaminated by unclean offerings made during a ransom ritual be purified by the medicinal fragrance of spring wood.
Moreover,
through the medicinal
Fragrance of spring wood.
may all the impurities and contamination without exception be purified and become like a cloudless sky. May all be luminous like the sun, the moon, and the stars.
may all
Increase like the waxing moon.
may
Blossom like 1,000-petaled flower. May all ripen like the 6 kinds of grain in autumn. May the government be stable like Mount Meru.
may
May all needs be hopes be fulfilled like wish-granting jewels. May the Dharma lineage shine forth like the sun and the moon.
May
May Retinues and disciples multiply like galaxies. May cattle increase like vegetation.
May fame and reputation
Pervade like thunder. May we possess long life, good health, be free of sickness, and have happiness.
May
May
we live 100 years and see
100
100
autumns.
May
May
all
all
be
be auspicious, happy, and prosperous. Okay. So now at the end, let's just rest in the awareness that all these various contaminations and pollutions in the world are now completely purified, just as has been described in this text. And in particular, all the landlord deities, the various nagas, these kind of worldly spirits in the world who get disturbed when there is this kind of pollution, then, you know, having had the pollution completely purified, then they now are extremely happy. And now will work to, you know, benefit the sentient beings here in this world. Okay, so now we go back to the Supplementary Prayers book. We go back to the Nolsang Puja Supplementary Prayers book. May I have a mala? You have one?
Sorry.
Oh, Ale. You have one? So now we'll do this, the prayer from Tongtang Gelpo, or Tang Tong Gelpo. Liberating Sakya from disease. So page 8 of the supplementary book. May all the diseases that sat in the minds of sentient beings that result from karma and temporary conditions, such as the harms of graha, spirits, illnesses, and the bhutas, not occur in the realms of the world.
Whatever sufferings there are from life-threatening diseases that, like a butcher leading an animal to be slaughtered, separate the body from the mind in mere instant, not occur in the realms of the world. May all embodied beings be unharmed by acute, chronic, and other epidemic diseases. They may have sounds of whose names terrified beings, so they have been placed inside the mouth of Yama, the Lord of Death. May all embodied beings be unharmed by 80,000 classes of interferers, 360 evil spirits that harm suddenly, the 424 diseases, and so forth. May whatever sufferings there are due to disturbances of the four elements, depriving the body and mind of every happiness, be totally pacified. May the body and mind have radiance and power, be endowed with long life, good health, and well-being. By the compassion of the Gurus and three jewels, by the power of the kings, Dharma protectors and guardians, and by the power of truth and infallibility of karma and results, may all these dedications and prayers be fulfilled.
So now we do the other practice that was recommended, especially for this time, the Vajra Armor Protection Wheel. So those with the necessary initiation, you can generate yourself as Vajrapani, first by purifying into emptiness. Om Sabhava Shuddha Sabhadhamma Sabhava Shuddho Tombani Nugyo. I become the very ferocious dark blue Vajrapani, holding a Vajra and snake lasso. My holy body is complete with the glorious ornaments of charnel grounds, and I stand my 2 feet stretched out on a lotus in sun. I abide amidst a blazing transcendental wisdom fire. From my holy body, fire Garudas, iron scorpions, black pig, wind, fire, and the noxious vapors of poison are emitted like violent winds and hailstorms, destroying all disease, epidemics, spirit harm, and interferers. Ahum is a bayon, Pemachanity, Bain, and Vijay, Nagananda, Dazavrida, Rajazo, Ahum is a bayon, Pemachanity, Bain, and Vijay, Nagananda, Dazavrida, Rajazo, Ahum is a bayon, Pemachanity, Bain, and Vijay, Nagananda, Dazavrida, Rajazo, Ahum is a bayon. So as many of you know, when you're done reciting, you can blow on water or ointment or lotion to bless it. Or at the very least, you blow into your hand like this, cupping your hand in front of your mouth so that the air, then you inhale in your nostrils. So Rinpoche said this is a very powerful practice to prevent from getting sick, or if you are sick, then to recover quickly. So at the conclusion of the session, think that all disease and spirit harm are totally destroyed. Then abide for a while in the state of meditation on the actual mode of existence, which is the emptiness of true existence. While empty, then one arises again as the deity's holy body. So page 13, dedication. Due to all the roots of virtue accumulated 3 times for myself, all sentient beings and all the Buddhas, through any sentient being, really seeing, remembering, touching me, may I fulfill all the hopes of all transmigrating beings perfectly and completely, just like a wish-fulfilling jewel or wish-fulfilling tree. May all the negative karmas and obscurities accumulated since wickedness birth being stay completely purified. May the mind and light of the church to others more than oneself be generated, one's mental continue. Having easily generated a great seal of clear light in the minds, may they quickly achieve the state of highest complete enlightenment.
In short, by pleasing the holy virtuous master, we do the much listening and bring to completion the realization of Buddhist intent. May I spread the teaching of the victorious ones in 10 directions.
Jancho Samcho
Rinpoche, Magya Banam Gyoche, Yaba Nyamba Membayam Bunre Bundu Bhavasho.
Samsara and Nirvana like
given an atom of eternal existence, cause and effect independent arising of the trade. I seek the blessings to discern the meaning of my virtuous thought, that these three are mutually complementary and not contradictory.
May the precious realization of two stages
not yet born arise,
but
that have risen and declined, increase more and more.
Through all the past, present, future
merits
merits
collected by me, the numberless Buddhas and numberless sentient beings, may all war, sickness, famine, economic problems in the world, and all dangers of earth, water, fire, and wind be pacified immediately. May perfect, pure happiness reign in everyone's hearts and lives. By their generating loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta, may the Buddha Dharma last for a long time. May the sentient beings in this world meet with Buddha Dharma and achieve enlightenment as quickly as possible.
Determined to obtain the greatest
Possible benefit from all sentient beings, or more precious and wish-fulfilling jewel, I shall hold them most dear at all times.
Okay, so next, so we dedicate the 3-time merit accumulated by ourselves, as well as
it looks like
the
the whole
3-time
place
merit.
is filled with incense smoke. Can you see? It's like the whole of Maratika is filled with incense smoke.
As well as all the merit accumulated by the numberless Buddhas and numberless sentient beings, for all those who are sick. However many sick sentient beings there are, may they frequently be freed from all sicknesses. May all the sicknesses, without exception, of transmigratory beings never occur again. And all my lives never separate from perfect gurus, may enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities of the grounds of the past. May I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. By the force of the victorious one, Tsongkhapa, acting as our direct mind, our virtuous friend,
of all lives, may we never turn away for even a second from the pure path highlighted mind by the victorious ones. Like the earth, water, fire, and wind, medicines, monastery, and firewood,
May
always be enjoyed by all sentient beings as they like, without resistance. May I cherish all sentient beings like my own life. May I cherish them much more than myself.
May all their negative karma ripen on me, and all my own virtue ripen on them.
As long as any sentient being has not been
liberated
liberated
from samsara, may I abide in samsara to help them, even though I achieve their enlightenment.
and due to all the past, present, future merits
Collected by me, the numberless Buddhas and numberless sentient beings, which are completely empty of existence from their own side, may I, who am completely empty of existence from my own side, achieve the state of full enlightenment, which is completely empty of existence from its own side, and lead all sentient beings who are completely empty of existence from their own side, to that state which is completely empty of existence from its own side, by myself alone, who am completely empty of existence from my own side. Gembada, Nolsang Bodhichitta, the Doctrine Gita Soda Logic, Yavadi Datam Shara Brahmo.
Jikten Pandre
Embe Malupa Gane Jume Sambe Yisilno Khadro Sune Tenze Yasola Solvadeso Dorje Rinpoche.
Page 22. Through illuminating all your appearance dispels the darkness, your clear mind knows the 84,000 heaps of Dharma, the power of the remedy to the 84,000 delusions. You're proclaiming the Dependent arising itself is victorious in battle with the Maras. I worship the supremely kind, great Vajradhara on my crown. Clarifying the scriptures and realizations, teachings of the Muni, you spread and illuminate those teachings whenever they have not spread in the world.
having become an actual son of the conquerors, you bear hardship with patience. In your continuous realization of perfection of wisdom, self-dependent rising, precious jewel, Lord, possessing love and compassion, liberates from all seeing, treasure of master of all arising, interpreted in divinity scriptures, supremely great among the great, fully comprehending, clarifying the meaning of emptiness and compassion. You guide all beings in the path of liberation, perfectly qualified spiritual friend, my Guru, please remain forever. He who protects from the fears of 3 times Aryatara,
These increase the lifespans
the activities of the beings who deserve the holy Dharma, and always without separation, develop their spontaneous action. By the infallible deities of 3 roots, may all be auspicious.
Okay, so thank you very much. Choe Ling, especially Shanti Yajnik, for her help in helping to organize these.
Shout out to Shanti.
And then
shout out to Shanti.
Okay. And then yeah, there's someone also who made a very generous contribution to this, but they wanted to remain anonymous.
Shout out to Anonymous.
So thank you. And then also thank you very much to Ina. She helped put together the Supplementary Prayer book.
Shout out to Ina.
Okay. And thank you all of you for coming. And so yeah, our next activity is the 1-day long life retreat starting tomorrow at 6 a.m. Indian time. So there's some text to download. Some of them are not yet finished. So yeah, we're gonna have a fun night. Anyway, the announcement for the schedule and all that is on the Choe Ling Facebook page. So please invite your friends. You can come to one or all the sessions. We're having 4 sessions, and we're going to be reciting the Long Life Lama Tsongkhapa mantra, and we're trying to accumulate as many millions as we can, and then we're going to be offering to Lama Guru Rinpoche, yeah, dedicating for our gurus and all sentient beings. So yeah, hope many thousands of people around the world can do.
Shout out to Namjong.
Oh. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.